Hi everyone, welcome to day 24 of your healing and wellness journey. I hope that you've been well, that you've been existing, healing, and elevating. It is my deepest desire that this journey so far has been beneficial to your soul, to your life, to your environment, to your community, that you have been elevating, that you have been changing for the better, and that it's been a blessing not only to you, but those around you. We are at day 24, and I want to congratulate you again for being consistent, for showing up every day and making the time and investment in yourself because you deserve it. On today's video, we are going to be talking about your love for yourself. We are going to be talking about self-care, and I think that it's super important if we're talking about healing and wellness, that we understand how important and vital self-care is to us becoming and to us being in the healthiest ways possible. So let's get into this quote, but before we do that, you know what it is. We're gonna have to take a deep breath. Take a breath with me on the count of 3. We're gonna hold for 4, inhale, hold for 4, and exhale. Are you ready? Great. 1, 2, 3. I love that. Let's do it one more time on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. I need that as much as I'm sure you did. Let's get into this quote. Self-awareness is key to developing a healthy relationship with ourselves. One more time. Self-awareness is key to developing a healthy relationship with ourselves. A couple of days ago, I mentioned how the importance of the relationship with yourself, the love with yourself, and that love that you have for yourself flowing into the relationships you have with others, that you can't have healthy relationships with others until you have that healthy relationship and healthy love for yourself. Now, with this quote, it's basically reminding you to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. Sometimes we have expectations of the world to do for us what we refuse to do for ourselves. We want to be happy. We want to be joyful. We want to feel fulfilled. But sometimes we put the onus on all of those things, not only on the society around us to fulfill us, but also the people around us, our environment, our families, our close relationships. We want these people, we put them in our lives because they make us happy, they make us feel good. And sometimes we put the onus on them to make us feel good. And that is selfish. I think that we need to slow down and take responsibility for our own joy. What makes you happy? And I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself. What makes you happy? What makes Shannon happy? What makes you happy? And are you making space for that? Are you giving yourself space and time in your personal schedule to do that? When we get into these ruts of life where we are dry and feel empty, oftentimes it's not because life is tossing us to and fro. It's because we are not doing the work to withstand what life really is. Life is up and downs, it's roller coasters, it's challenges, and it is our responsibility to respond to those things with healthy systems to maintain our self-care, our self-worth, our self-love. And if you are not taking the time to do that, you can never blame someone else for it. And I know you might say, well, this person needs that and this person needs that, and God told me to do this and I'm just doing what God told me. God told me to do this ministry. God gave me this job. God gave me this project. God gave me this idea. God gave you all those things. But before he gave you that, he gave you, and it is your responsibility to maintain you. Because you know, that's what all of these things have in common in your life is you. And if you're not there, none of these things happen. So what does that mean? That means you're kind of an essential aspect of your life going the way it needs to go. And if you're not in a healthy space, and if you're not in a good mind frame, and if you don't make space to feed back into you, what will you have to give to others? We must make room for self-care in our lives. You have to give yourself permission. So I don't care what it is. If it's something valid, like if it's something lavishly expensive, plan for it. Plan for it. If you want to get that Gucci jacket or, you know, that new electronic device and something you really want, okay, we can do that in a responsible way. Let's plan for it. But it could also be something really, really small. Taking walks, going to the movies by yourself, buying yourself a little trinket once a month within budget. Some people it's getting their nails and hair done. Some people it's making time to go out for dinner with a loved one. I like to eat, so I'm gonna plan to do that because it's something that I enjoy. It excites me. It gives dimension to my life. If that is something that you love, please, I am asking you, make time for it. Make space for the things that you love. It is your responsibility. And it is God's good pleasure to see you love on you. Honestly, there's just so many things in our life that we do not take the time to enjoy. And it's so unfortunate, and I've said this before. We oftentimes wait till we get the end result to actually appreciate life. But the gag is, once you get to that end result, once you get to that place, there's just going to be something else. And then you're going to be putting yourself and your self-care and your regime and your love, and you're going to be putting yourself on hold again. So my question to you is, how many things has to happen before you get to take care of you? How many things have to be sacrificed? How many waits? How many months? How many weeks? How many years? How many people, how many relationships, how many needs have to be met, have to be accomplished before you get to take care of you? Please, when you find something that you love, make room and space for it in your life. This is the spice of life. These are some of the things that bring joy, that bring happiness. Take the time to do these things. It will benefit you in the long run. I promise you, you will not regret it, and you do deserve it. You deserve that. So I really hope that this encourages you, and I want to say one thing. I'm gonna quickly read this quote. Self-care should not be implemented when in the red, but rather far before it. The scarcity mentality of making things stretch as far as possible disempowers us through underutilizing our authority to go and get what we need when we need it. You need that self-care. And there is enough time when you put things in the right place. That scarcity mentality tells us that there's never enough, and the reality is God always gives us what we need. There is enough time. You're just not using it wisely. And that is a harsh reality. Sometimes we don't feel the dead space that we lose, the dead time that we lose scrolling on Instagram. We don't account for the dead time that we use watching TV. And you might say, oh, well, that's my self-care. That's something that I enjoy. You might be correct, but it's like, you know, I don't know if you've ever been on a fitness or health journey. There are different kinds of carbs. There are empty carbs, and there are full, like, volume carbs, like things that you can eat and they fill you up a lot, but it doesn't take that much. And so what I find we end up doing in our emotional wellness journey is we focus on things that are like empty carbs, things that we need a lot of. We need to consume a lot of to feel full, to feel satisfied. You need a lot of Instagram to feel satisfied. You need a lot of TikTok to feel satisfied. These are not things that you can do for 10 minutes and feel like I've gotten enough. And I don't know if you've ever eaten some fast food. Sometimes I've eaten some fast food and right after I'm still hungry and I'm like, oh, this is not normal. Didn't I just eat? Like, it's been an hour or it's been 2 hours. Like, why am I still this hungry? Why am I already this hungry? You ate something that wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't nourishing to your body. So yes, maybe these things are self-care to you, but are they the good kind of good? Are they the essential kind of carb? Are they the kind of things that are filling and nurturing and can actually hold you so that to sustain the lifestyle or the level of need that you are meeting, to sustain the level of care that you're giving, to sustain, this is what, where is my camera? This is what I want you to think about, because I'm telling you, it makes a difference. And whether you like it or not, it might be that you're trying to do the right thing the wrong way, or you're just not doing it at all, or you're just not doing it enough. And God has already given you everything that you need to sustain you. He has. So take the time to think, What brings me joy? How can I do more of it? And is it sustainable? Is this good? Take inventory. This is the output that I need to have. Is this thing enough to bring that kind of joy? Is this enough to fill me up for this output? Like, sometimes we don't think about that. Sometimes it's just not sustainable. And if you are working hard and you are working to develop your life and you feel, man, I'm not getting enough joy, you got to make some more time, or you got to reevaluate what you're doing. And if you're being intentional and having proportionate sources of joy, proportionate sources of self-care to the demand that you're putting on yourself and your life. That is a word. That is key. That is excellent advice, if I do say so myself. So I really hope that you're able to take this and really take the time to take the journey, make the hard decisions, evaluate, have those hard discussions with yourself. Discovery is scary, but it's beautiful, and it's the only way you can get to knowing better and doing better. And that's what God really wants for you. I hope that you leave this conversation feeling blessed and empowered. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take the time to write in your journal, have the discussions, answer the prompts, have that conversation with yourself and with God. It will only benefit you for your future. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.